What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics number 1043. This one's written by Mariko Tamaki with art by Dan Mora, and there's also a backup on Task Force Z, which is the upcoming Matthew Rosenberg book, which is supposed to debut next month, and that's Jason Todd leading basically like a Suicide Squad of dead supervillains, like zombies, basically, like Bane and Man-Bat, and I think Arkham Knight and a few other characters. So we got that to lead in here. But this one is a Fear State tie-in, but it still kind of feels like it's a bit separate from that. We still got kind of the ongoing story with Nakano and the Magistrate and Simon Saint, but there's also that whole Hugh Vile thing that was going on with the whole parasitic thing. Remember that guy who looked like he was Albert Wesker? So I actually I was actually liking that storyline more than what was going on in the whole Fear State and Tiny and stuff. And I did enjoy this thing more than kind of what's going on in the main Fear State title right now. Which is good. Let's go ahead and summarize what happens here. So the strongest thing about this issue, of course, is Dan Mora's artwork. It's really tough to see who is like the best artist going on at DC, at least in the two main Batman books, because on the one hand, I have such a really strong connection with Jorge Jimenez because obviously what he did on Super Sons is one of my favorite books of all time. And I just love the way his style is, and every panel is just gorgeous to look at. But Dan Mora, I tell you what, like these two on the two like main Batman books are knocking it out of the park consistently every single month. Every panel is just oozing with so much detail and style and the shadows and everything. Visually, these books are amazing to look at, and the artwork is just on a whole other level. Now, the writing itself, there's a bit of like kind of wasted stuff in this issue. Like there's this whole first page where these two guys are talking about like zombie ants. I guess it's there to kind of set the mood for things, but you don't really need it. You could have probably just started. It's like 2 pages that just don't really like do much. And of course, like being Tamaki, there's a lot of cussing going on in the books. It's so like off-putting for me because like I'm so used to so many comics not really like having so much swearing, at least in like some of the main DC books. But like this stuff, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of going all out and stuff. But with every single panel, it's always somebody's like ready to drop an F-bomb at some point, like just every other sentence. So Nakano basically is just there. Obviously, things are going into pure chaos right now. He faces down against Simon Saint, and I think Tamaki writes Nakano a lot better than he is in Batman 113. There's a lot more nuance with him. You can really kind of feel the struggle of his whole situation that he's in, where he's trying to like have the Magistrate, and he's trying to think things over, and you can definitely see the decisions are starting to weigh on him, because in the main Batman book, you can definitely feel that he's more kind of an aggressor in a way. He's really kind of pushing for the Magistrate, and it's just kind of singular in one note. He's kind of written to be a little bit dumb. But here, you can feel that he is actually trying to think of the situation. It's kind of weighing on him a little bit more heavily, and I think that's a little bit stronger here. So I like the way Nakano is written here more in Detective Comics than in the main Batman book. But anyways, as he's doing this thing, someone breaks through security, like they were disguised, and they were trying to kill Nakano, and he goes through his little safe door. And again, the artwork, and it just becomes kind of like a non-stop action-packed issue for the rest of it. So if you want a lot of action, you're definitely going to get this thing, and there's dialogue sprinkled in throughout. Stylistically, it looks great. I mean, just look at this panel of Batman. Look at the detail there. Look at the colors of the rain and all that. You really feel the impact of everything that's going on in the scene. It's so stylized, and it just looks cool. So Batman goes and he tries to chase down Nakano, and eventually he finds him into the sewers, but also we had the whole like Hugh Vile thing going on there with the whole parasitic thing, and that's kind of where the main issue ends, because it's setting up for that thing, because there's obviously stuff going on in the sewers. So that's the main storyline right there. The backup storyline is the Task Force Z thing. I thought this was just kind of okay. You had Deb Donovan there, who was supposed to kind of be the lead of this whole thing, and then kind of towards the end, she kind of gets a little bit forgotten about. Batman goes to try to help Jason Todd. Jason Todd's written to be kind of dumb here. He's completely surrounded. Batman's there to kind of help him out. He's like, hey, look, Jason, if you don't get out of here, it's going to end poorly for you. And Jason just doesn't even like use his brain, and he ends up getting hit and taken into custody. There's some more mysterious stuff going on there, as we know. Something called Project Halperin, with the whole, I guess that's the whole zombie thing. And then Jason's just there, and then he's kind of being forced to lead this whole Task Force Z thing. And I gotta say, the artwork here, I don't know, this does not sit right with me. Jason Todd looks like he's a 45-year-old man. He looks so old and just out of it right here. It doesn't like look his age. He doesn't like, this looks more like somebody's like, oh, is that Bruce Wayne? No, this Jason Todd looks way too old in here given his age. He's what's supposed to be in his 20s. Yeah, that is not a man in his 20s. This is a man who looks like he's 45 and is just working a dead-end job somewhere. I don't know. The art just doesn't sit well with me right there. At least Jason Todd's design there. But the backup stuff was okay. It's there to set up Task Force Z, which is another Batman-related book, which I guess I'm going to have to read and cover on the channel at some point. But I thought the backup was just kind of okay. It's not really a good conclusion to this story. It's just meant as the setup title. So you probably could just start with Task Force Z, but I thought that was just kind of okay. The main issue itself, I thought it was fine. I think the artwork is what really makes it stand out because, again, Dan Mora's art is just so good to look at, and like I just enjoy like just immersing myself in each and every page. Tamaki's writing for Nakano is a lot better than the stuff that Tynian's doing. I feel like he's more layered as a character. There's a bit more nuance and such. But the issue itself, I thought the issue itself was fine, definitely action-packed, and it moves along at a pretty good pace. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's solid. I think the artwork is the best thing about it. The writing is just there. I'm just not into the whole magistrate thing at this point. I'm just feeling kind of fatigued. Like, why do we need so many magistrate and Fear State tie-in stuff? It just feels like this event's just being kind of dragged on. I almost just wish that was just kind of excised entirely and we just got the whole Hugh Vile thing. But now Batman's going to have to kind of be working, I guess, to help Nakano, and maybe this is where Nakano is going to have to like change things up and perhaps disband the magistrate at this point, but only time will tell. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about it. What did you think of Batman Detective Comics issue number 1043? Did you like the issue? Did you dislike the issue? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back tomorrow as I will be covering the all-new Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage. Going to be doing it after the movie on that, so look forward to that. And I think this weekend I'm going to try and catch up on the remaining Fear State titles, and then I think I'll be in pretty good shape, caught up with all the comics that I feel like I need to be caught up on. So that's my main goal, is to catch up on every single like Fear State tie-in that I possibly can. I think there's a few more. I think there's like a Harley Quinn, a Catwoman, and some of the I Am Batman ones. So I'm going to try and get those out this weekend, and then hopefully from this point onward, I'll be all caught up with Fear State, and I'll feel pretty good because I've been on a mission to catch up on reviewing every single comic book that I can right now. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I will see you all next time. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.